guys, this is Stormouser3. Welcome back to Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. We just got out of Citadel Lockdown and are headed to Ilos to confront Saren and have our final fight. And see if we can't figure out a little bit more about this Conduit and the Reapers. What exactly they're trying to do here. So, let's head to Ilos. In the golden age of the Protheans, Ilos was a verdant world, dotted with the spires and arches of magnificent cities. Even casual observation shows this is no longer the case. Ilos has been devastated by means unknown, its entire surface changed to the color of rust. The atmosphere shows heightened levels of oxygen. Wildfires, presumably ignited by lightning strikes, can be seen burning on the dark side. This indicates that most, if not all, respirating animal life forms have died off. Surface gravity is a comfortable 1.17 standard Gs. Alright. So we're gonna land here and see what happens.
Shepard, may I speak with you?
I was just thinking about you.
I have been thinking about you too, and what we are about to face. I do not know what is going to happen on Ilos. I hope we will stop Saren, of course, but part of me fears we are already too late. There is something I must tell you, in case we fail.
We're not going to fail. I promise.
Please, I am not looking for comfort. Saren might already have the Conduit. It is time to be completely honest with each other. These could be our last moments together. Our last chance to show each other how we feel. I want this to be special.
We don't have to do this. Not unless you're sure.
I have never been more sure of anything in my life. Will you join with me, Shepard? Let our bodies and minds unite.
Just tell me what to do.
By the goddess, that was incredible, Shepard.
Ready for round 2?
Commander?
5 minutes ETA to the Mu relay.
I had better go. Duty calls. You would not want to keep Joker waiting. Shepard, whatever happens on Ilos, I just wanted to say thank you for everything.
Commander? We've got company.
Have their sensors picked us up yet?
Stealth systems are engaged. Unless we get close enough for a visual, they won't have any idea we're here.
Picking up some strange readings from the planet's surface.
Take us down, Joker. Lock in on the coordinates.
Negative on that, Commander. The nearest landing zone's 2 clicks away.
We'll never make it in time on foot. Get us something closer.
There is nowhere closer. I've looked.
Drop us in the Mako.
You need at least 100 meters of open terrain to pull off a drop like that. The most I can find near Saren is 20.
20 meters? No way we can make a drop in there.
We have to try.
Find another landing zone!
There is no other landing zone!
The descent angle's too steep.
It's our only option.
It's not an option, it's a suicide run. We don't...
I can do it.
Joker,
I can do it.
gear up and head down to the Mako. Joker, drop us right on top of that bastard.
Alright. Who are we gonna take? Well, obviously we're taking our girlfriend. And man, let me tell you what. That little bit of side boob got so much press back in the day. It is unbelievable the nonsense that was talked about, you know, how this is porn and, you know, whatever, when it's like, that was a sex scene that is very, like, you see that on network TV. Like, I don't even know. It's really laughable right now, but I'm telling you what, that scene in particular got so much, like, political attention, you know, like PTA groups, parent-teacher associations, for those of you who are not from the States. So, like, parents in schools, talking about how this game was horrible and this and that. Like, never mind all of the, like, difficult moral decisions and learning to control your reactions and all of the nice lessons that this game actually really has in it. Like, never mind all of that stuff. Side boob. We can't have side boob. So, okay. Enough about that. Let's go get Saren. Who are we gonna take? I don't freaking know. Everybody's a good choice. Let's take... I don't know. Let's take Garrus. He hasn't seen much action lately. Let's take Garrus.
Inside, now!
We have to get inside this bunker before Saren finds the conduit. There is no way we're getting past that door with brute force.
Saren found a way to open it. There must be some kind of security override somewhere in this complex.
We will have to find some way to get it up and running again.
Alright, so we're all parked here on Ilos. Look how pretty it looks. This guy right there. Literally right there. Alright. Alright, yeah. Let's just go ahead and barrier up. Run out here and engage these fools. Ooh, we have a Geth armature over there. Come to me, guys. Several Geth armatures. Okay. Oh, Garrus. Oh, Garrus. Oh, Liara, you're about to get hit, too. Ooh. Alright. Oh, honey. Honey, please take cover. Okay. Here we go. warp and try to get some of these shields down. Oh, I need Garrus up. I need Garrus up. Come on, Garrus. Now, take cover. Vicarian! Why can I not? I'm like, I can't aim! Oh, shoot. I mean, I remember this being hard. But the gun just rips through these things, doesn't it? Hello, guest shop trooper. You stand no chance. Go away. Oh, that sabotage makes it so that it can't fire because it's all, you know, electronic. That's good to know. Alright. Alright, people. Get up. Get up. Get healed. Alright. I was like, Garrus would be great because he can do his, like, overload and stuff. No. Okay. Where's this last individual? Like down? Okay, whatever. Not gonna worry about it. This place looks really cool, like one big old ruin, you know? And as I have said before, they do a really good job of diversifying all of these places. You know, so it doesn't feel like you're going through the same areas over and over and over. I really like the lighting here with all these, like, Prothean light sources. Or either that stuff the Geth put in. It does look kind of Geth tech, doesn't it? I imagine it's Prothean, though. I imagine all this stuff was here beforehand. You also have these things, which are like old dead bodies, or either statues. They look sort of like husks, though, don't they? But, like, what were they doing? What is this that they're sitting on? It's not like thrones. So, is it a statue? Is this a mummified corpse? I'm not sure. It's all overgrown, but it looks like they look very similar to husks in that they have sort of tech looking stuff sort of woven into their bodies, and they have tentacles coming out of their faces. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're mind flayers. I don't know. Get him. Barrier. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious as to what that is. Like, are these Protheans? Because just judging by what I know of Protheans later on, these don't look like Protheans. But they could be some sort of, I guess, Prothean Reaper hybrid thing. Because I don't know why they would have all these statues here. You know, it almost looks like it's some sort of, there's some sort of seats. Like, you know, like a chair that you would be in to control different parts of a ship. Or, you know, some sort of technology. That's what these things sort of look like. And then it's all overgrown with, you know, vines and growth and whatnot. Just interesting. Not sure. Never noticed those before in the old version. Maybe the graphics just weren't, like, it didn't catch my attention for whatever reason. We got some hoppers over here. Man, I hate these. Man, I hate those sappers. I hate them so much. Let that effect go away, shall we? Alright. You there. Oh, Shepard. Okay, that's an elevator. But there was a door back here. So let's go check out the door. Oh, this also is an elevator. Let's go up to this second level that's right above us. Yes. There's a crate up here. Not that we really need this stuff, like, and probably we can just use freaking Omnigel and not have to do that little mini game again. Let's just have it, because I have 500 and something Omnigel now. Okay. Yeah. I don't know, man. What those things are. Because, like, being positioned in places like this, it looks like statues. I don't know. Maybe it's something that the Reapers did. I mean, they do use scare tactics to try to, manipulate people into submitting to them. Because the whole indoctrination thing is a way for them to... a way for Sovereign, I guess, at this point, is the one that we know. Indoctrination is a way for Sovereign to do what he needs to do without resistance. The whole, we're beyond your comprehension, and you can never defeat us, you have no hope, like, all of that is, I wouldn't say that he's lying, like he doesn't believe it.
This must be the command center for the entire complex. Saren's troops must have sealed the doors from here after he went inside. We will have to figure out how to disengage the security lockdown if we ever want to get inside that bunker.
Yes. Like, I think he does believe it, that he is superior and we are inferior and, all of that good stuff. I think he believes that. But it's also, scare tactics, right? Like, if you can demoralize your enemy, then they are not as much of a threat. Geth Prime. Why don't you sabotage that guy? Garrus. I hate it when they hit you with the stuff where the cooldown on your abilities just can't use anything. Get some melee kills in there. Oh no, my batteries are low. What will I do? Well, I will kill all of these guys and then I will plug it in. Okay. Grab my cord here. So yeah, the indoctrination, is to make people easier to defeat. You have a bunch of people who are your slaves. They do what you want. And you don't have to actually defeat them. And I guess that's maybe something that, oh dear. Okay. This is on our side now? Okay, I hope so. Let's just Omni-gel some of this crap. Tired of that minigame. Is there a fourth one? There seems like there should be a fourth one. So I don't know, I guess that's maybe something that Saren didn't consider. Or he's just too indoctrinated to realize.
Come, Saren already has a head start. We have to go find him before he reaches the Conduit.
Unless he's already found it, then we're just walking into a trap.
That is a chance we will have to take.
Hold on. Something's happening.
Too late. Unable to... Invading fleets. No escape.
Sounds like some kind of message, but I don't recognize the language.
It is probably in Prothean. This recording must be 50,000 years old. No wonder we cannot understand it.
You mean you can't understand it? Because Shepard got some, comprehend Prothean in her brain from the beacon.
The message is all broken up, but I recognize some of the words. It's a warning against the Reaper invasion.
Of course. Between the beacons and the cipher, an understanding of the Prothean language would have been transferred into your mind.
Not safe. Seek refuge inside the archives.
What's it saying? Can you make out anything useful?
Fought Reapers. The Citadel. Overwhelmed. Only hope. Act of desperation. The Conduit. All is lost.
Yeah, man. You cannot make out really anything useful from that.
It said something about the Conduit, but it's too degraded to help. We should go.
Cannot be stopped. Cannot be stopped.
That's ominous, right? Cannot be stopped. We're going to find out a little bit more information about what happened to the Protheans here. It's super interesting, you know, and something that I think, you know, many of us throughout the trilogy have thought about. You know, what does this mean, and what does this mean for us? Like, how are we similar to the Protheans in certain ways? It's interesting. Okay. Let's open the door. Or take the elevator, you know, whatever. Wait, were we not, like, opening something? Ooh, also, Karis has 16 points I need to put into things. Damping could be good for him to have. Master Sabotage, let's put a couple points in that, because that sounds like good. Let's give him some points in this. And then last point. I mean, does it really matter at this point? It really doesn't. Let's just increase your tech explosion damage. Okay. I saw some Turian armor. Oh. Yeah. It does a little bit more damage, but... No. No, all those armors are not as good for Mr. Garrus. Okay. So wait a minute. Were we not trying to let the Mako in? Like... Maybe this leads us back down to the Mako. Or up to the Mako. So, indoctrination. I think it's really cool. And I didn't talk about this throughout the whole thing because I didn't want to, you know, spoil things. But, Shepard, what are you doing, child? Okay. That little bug is frustrating. Okay, here we go. So, right from the very beginning, we saw indoctrination, right? The whispers in people's minds, the
I
sound.
have spent my life studying the Protheans, but I never dreamed I would discover anything like this. This bunker might have been the last refuge of their entire species. Just imagine what mysteries it might hold. Imagine what secrets it might reveal.
Hey, try to remember why we're here. Saren, the Conduit, the fate of the entire known galaxy.
I am sorry. I was swept up in the moment. I just hope we have the opportunity to study this place in detail after this is done.
I thought Saren would have set some kind of trap or ambush for us. They must have been in too much of a hurry.
Or we just have yet to run into it.
I love them. I love Liara and her little nerdy enthusiasm for things, because this is amazing, right? Like all these pods. This being sort of the last bastion for the Prothean people. It is really cool. And, you know, Garrus being Garrus, of course, he's like, come on, we gotta focus on the mission. You know? And Liara being Liara is like, yeah, but the science, the studies, the stuff. So, I don't know. I love these characters. They're so good. So anyway, indoctrination. I don't want to go too far because I want to talk about this, but you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So indoctrination, we first started seeing it like with Manuel, you know, the guy who was like, well, they're going to destroy us, and I see our doom, and blah blah blah, like that guy, right? Like on Eden Prime from the very beginning, who you could punch and think was crazy because, you know, I guess he already was a little bit crazy and he was on meds and stuff, and so that maybe made him more susceptible to the indoctrination process. But that signal that everybody heard, that we kind of played off as being something that the Geth were sending out to jam communications, was this indoctrination signal from Sovereign. And then, you know, we hear it over and over and over again with different people. We hear it with Benezia, the fingers in her mind. We hear it with the Rachni, and it indicates that the Rachni were corrupted by this Reaper signal. They were out near this Mu relay, and perhaps there was some sort of signal that was left out there. Maybe it was from Sovereign, maybe it wasn't, but they were somehow indoctrinated, and that is what caused them to go to war against all the other races. That's what it implies there with what the Rachni Queen said, you know, that they weren't this warlike species that just wanted to consume and destroy other species. They were actually corrupted by this sort of indoctrination signal. And so we have that. Then we learn obviously about all the stuff on Vermeer and how it works. But the whole indoctrination process, it's so cool, and it's something that it builds upon through the games. But it's such a good idea. You know, if you are this race that wants to conquer and harvest other species, you know, yeah, you might be superior to them, but why fight a war when you can get them to submit? You know? And I think that's the whole thing with Saren and Sovereign, is that the indoctrination process doesn't allow him to see, is that, like, he's playing into their hands, right? Because why fight a war when you can get people to submit to you, even if you are superior? And, you know, the tactics that they use are interesting, that the Reapers use are interesting. I'll talk more about that at at the end. But indoctrination is one of those really, really big ones that that they use throughout the series, and that sort of it's telling, right? It tells you a little bit about sort of the Reapers and who they are and what they're about. You know? Because it's like if you are...
What are all those things on the wall? Some kind of containers?
They look like stasis pods. The Protheans probably tried to keep themselves alive through cryogenic freezing. Something must have gone wrong. This bunker became their tomb. The pods are dead as well as anyone inside.
All of them? There must be hundreds of those pods. What was Saren expecting to find here? There's nothing left but corpses.
Very sad, right? I mean, and they very clearly look like, you know, stasis pods. We've seen this place. It has that sort of, again, it's like that familiar sci-fi feel where you look at this and you kind of know what these are just from the visual of it. Because it's something that you've probably seen in other science fiction. That, oh boy, that whole, you know, this is familiar but not exactly the same as other stuff. And I think Mass Effect hits that nice spot of, you know, it takes inspiration from things and has pieces to it that you can recognize, but it's not, it never feels like it's directly copying anything, on the whole. Which is good. So they left like 4 dudes? That was their ambush? Okay. I doubt that. What this be?
What is happening?
It's a trap. Saren must have set an ambush.
I do not think Saren is behind this.
Okay, let's not drive into the radiant wall. It's probably not a good idea. Come on, Garrus! Move your Turian butt! It's okay. We'll just teleport you to the elevator.
I have studied the Protheans for decades, but I have never felt this sense of foreboding. What will we find down there?
Whatever it is, we should be careful.
Alright, so we're about to learn a whole lot more about the Protheans and what's happening. I love this combination of the two of them, you know? Because Garrus is way more on the sort of cautious, logical side, and Liara is also logical, but she's more curious, and this stuff is like right up her alley. She could probably spend years in this place. So the combo is just good. Vigil. Hello, old friend.
You are not Prothean, but you are not machine either. This eventuality was one of many that was anticipated. This is why we sent our warning through the beacons.
It looks like some kind of VI program. Pretty badly damaged.
I do not sense the taint of indoctrination upon any of you, unlike the other that passed recently. Perhaps there is still hope.
This is incredible. An actual Prothean VI, and I can understand it.
I have been monitoring your communications since you arrived at this facility. I have translated my output into a format you will comprehend. My name is Vigil. You are safe here for the moment, but that is likely to change. Soon, nowhere will be safe.
Are you some kind of artificial intelligence program?
I am an advanced non-organic analysis system with personality imprints from Kesad Aishan, Chief Overseer of the Ilos Research Facility.
Why did you bring me here?
You must break a cycle that has continued for millions of years. But to stop it, you must understand, or you will make the same mistakes we did. The Citadel is the heart of your civilization and the seat of government, as it was with us, and as it has been with every civilization that came before us. But the Citadel is a trap. The station is actually an enormous mass relay, one that links to dark space, the empty void beyond the galaxy's horizon. When the Citadel relay is activated, the Reapers will pour through, and all you know will be destroyed.
So there it is, and the reason why the people holding up at the Citadel and their plan to wait there for Saren to come is not going to work.
How come nobody ever noticed the Citadel was an inactive mass relay?
The Reapers are careful to keep the greatest secrets of the Citadel hidden. That is why they created a species of seemingly benign organic caretakers. The Keepers maintain the station's most basic functions. They enable any species that discovers the Citadel to use it without fully understanding the technology. Reliance on the Keepers ensures no other species will ever discover the Citadel's true nature. Not until the relay is activated and the Reapers invade.
Pretty perfect, huh?
How do the Reapers survive out in dark space?
We have only theories. The researchers here came to believe the Reapers enter prolonged states of inactivity to conserve energy. This allows them to survive the thousands and thousands of years it takes for organic civilization to rebuild itself. But in this state, they are vulnerable. By retreating beyond the edges of the galaxy, they ensure no one will accidentally discover them. They keep their existence hidden until the Citadel relay is activated.
The Reapers can wipe out the Council and the entire Citadel fleet in a single surprise attack.
That was our fate. Our leaders were dead before we even realized we were under attack. The Reapers seized control of the Citadel, and through it, the mass relays. Communication and transportation across our empire were crippled. Each star system was isolated, cut off from the others. Easy prey for the Reaper fleets. Over the next decades, the Reapers systematically obliterated our people. World by world, system by system, they methodically wiped us out.
The war was lost. If you'd surrendered, they might have let you live.
No offer of surrender was ever given. Our enemy had a single goal: the extinction of all advanced organic life. Through the Citadel, the Reapers had access to all our records, maps, census data. Information is power, and they knew everything about us. Their fleets advanced across every settled region of the galaxy. Some worlds were utterly destroyed. Others were conquered, their populations enslaved. These indoctrinated servants became sleeper agents under Reaper control. Taken in as refugees by other Protheans, they betrayed them to the machines. Within a few centuries, the Reapers had killed or enslaved every Prothean in the galaxy. They were relentless, brutal, and absolutely thorough.
I don't understand. Where did the Reapers go after they conquered your people?
Our worlds were stripped bare, harvested by the indoctrinated slaves. Everything of value, all resources, all technology was taken. Certain that all advanced organic life had been extinguished, the Reapers retreated back through the Citadel relay into dark space, sealing it behind them. All evidence of the Reaper invasion had been wiped away. Only their indoctrinated slaves were left behind, abandoned. Mindless husks, no longer capable of independent thought, the indoctrinated soon starved or died of exposure. The genocide of the Protheans was complete.
What do the Reapers get out of this? Why do they keep repeating this pattern of genocide over and over?
The Reapers are alien, unknowable. Perhaps they need slaves or resources. More likely they are driven by motives and goals organic beings cannot hope to comprehend. In the end, what does it matter? Your survival depends on stopping them, not in understanding them.
I mean, true, but understanding what it is that somebody wants is important because that tells you what it is they're going to try to do. And, you know, it's kind of like where to squeeze kind of thing and where to put up defenses. Anyway. Crazy stuff, right? Those Reapers are scary.
You said you brought me here for a reason. Tell me what I need to do.
The Conduit is the key. Before the Reapers attacked, we Protheans were on the cusp of unlocking the mysteries behind mass relay technology. Ilos was a top-secret facility. Here, researchers worked to create a small-scale version of a mass relay, one that linked directly to the Citadel, the hub of the relay network.
The Conduit is not a weapon. It is a backdoor onto the Citadel.
How did you manage to stay hidden?
All official records of our project were destroyed in the initial attack on the Citadel. While the Prothean Empire came crashing down, Ilos was spared. We severed all communication with the outside, and our facility went dark. The personnel retreated underground into these archives. To conserve resources, everyone was put into cryogenic stasis. I was programmed to monitor the facility and wake the staff when the danger had passed. But the genocide of an entire species is a long, slow process. Years passed, decades, centuries. The Reapers persisted, and my energy reserves were dwindling.
You should have fought.
We were a few hundred against a galactic invasion fleet. Our only hope was to remain undetected. I began to disable the life support of non-essential personnel. First support staff, then security. One by one, their pods were shut down to conserve energy. Eventually, only the stasis pods of the top scientists remained active. Even these were in danger of failing when the Reapers finally retreated back through the Citadel relay.
There were hundreds of stasis pods out there. You just shut them down? You killed them?
You were programmed to protect them, not kill them.
This outcome was not completely unforeseen. My actions were a result of contingency programming entered on my creation.
They didn't tell the non-essential staff about this contingency.
I saved key personnel. When the Reapers retreated, the top researchers were still alive. My actions are the only reason any hope remains. When the researchers woke, they realized the Prothean species was doomed. There were only a dozen individuals left, far too few to sustain a viable population. Yet they vowed to find some way to stop the Reapers from returning, a way to break the cycle forever, and they knew the Keepers were the key.
I still don't understand what's going on here. Why is Saren trying to find the Conduit?
The Conduit gives him access to the Citadel and the Keepers. The Keepers are controlled by the Citadel. Before each invasion, a signal is sent through the station compelling the Keepers to activate the Citadel relay. After decades of feverish study, the scientists discovered a way to alter this signal. Using the Conduit, they gained access to the Citadel and made the modifications. This time, when Sovereign sent the signal to the Citadel, the Keepers ignored it. The Reapers are trapped in dark space.
Saren must have some plan to undo everything you did.
The one you call Saren will use the Conduit to bypass the Citadel's defenses. Once inside, he will transfer control of the station to Sovereign. Sovereign will override the Citadel systems and manually open the relay, and the cycle of extinction will begin again.
Is there any way we can stop them?
There's a data file in my console. Take a copy when you go. When you reach the Citadel's master control unit, upload it to the station. It will corrupt the Citadel's security protocols and give you temporary control of the station. It might give you a chance against Sovereign.
Wait, where's the Citadel's master control unit? I've never heard of anything like that.
Through the Conduit, follow Saren. He will lead you to your destination.
Okay. It's a lot to unpack.
What happened to the survivors from the Conduit project?
They use the Conduit to gain access to the Citadel, but the Conduit is only a prototype. The portal only links in one direction, so they were trapped on the station. I do not know what became of them then. It is unlikely they found any food or water on the station. I fear they suffered a slow, grim death. I only know they succeeded in their mission to seal the relay. Your presence here proves their sacrifice was not in vain.
So, we don't know 100% what happened to those people. And the first people who found the Citadel of our known races are the Asari. There might be some record of them finding bodies there, but not that we've heard of, so that's a question mark. The Keepers. I love this idea of the Keepers being left as these like little benign, helpful creatures that are like and you just don't question what they're doing, or most people don't. And they keep everything running and whatever, and you just don't realize that it's this huge trap, and it's very clever.
So when the Reapers created the Citadel, they created the Keepers as well?
A more likely scenario is that the Keepers were one of the early harvested civilizations, perhaps the very first. Perhaps they responded well to indoctrination, or the Reapers simply bred them to be obedient. In any case, they were left behind to operate and maintain the Citadel. But the Keepers are no longer directly controlled by Sovereign or its ilk. They evolved so that they only respond to the signals emitted by the Citadel itself. When the Protheans altered the Citadel's signals, they broke Sovereign's hold over the Keepers. Now, they are completely harmless.
Sovereign must have realized organic races were difficult to control.
A likely hypothesis. The Keepers evolved in an unanticipated direction. Non-organic servants like the Geth would be more predictable.
Right, so that's why when Sovereign realized, the Keepers got corrupted, he would go after a non-organic race.
What about the beacon on Eden Prime? And the one on Vermeer? What were they for?
At our apex, the beacons spanned the breadth of our empire. We used them as a single galaxy-wide network to transmit data and communications rapidly from world to world. Virtually all the beacons were destroyed during the invasion, but once the Reapers were gone, the survivors here on Ilos decided to risk sending out a message. We knew it was unlikely there were other survivors, but if there were, we wanted them to know about Ilos. We wanted to give them hope, so a message was sent across the network.
You could have exposed yourself to the Reapers.
In truth, we didn't expect any of the beacons would still function, but we had to try. If there were survivors, we had to reach them. The message was meant for our own people. It was coded so only organic beings could interpret it. We still didn't understand the power of Reaper indoctrination. We never realized it could lead an agent of the machines, like Saren, to this world. But it has also led you here. So perhaps we did not fail after all.
The Reapers are trapped in dark space. How did Sovereign get here?
It is logical to assume the Reapers would leave one of their own behind after each extinction. A sentinel to pave the way for their inevitable return. Like those in dark space, Sovereign probably spent most of the last 50,000 years in a state of hibernation. Periodically, it would wake to analyze the situation. Keeping its existence hidden, it would evaluate the state of galactic civilization. And when the time was right, it would signal the Citadel and usher in the next Reaper invasion. But this time the signal failed. The Keepers did not respond. Sovereign's allies were trapped in the void. Alone, it was forced to try and discover what had gone wrong.
Sarven's the largest ship in the galaxy. Why all this secret? Why not just attack the Citadel?
Sovereign is not invincible. Revealing its true nature would have united the forces of every organic species against it. Even a Reaper couldn't survive such odds. But the Reapers are patient. They will not rush into the unknown. Sovereign could have been planning this for centuries, moving deliberately, gathering allies. Slowly, it has assembled the pieces of the puzzle, working through agents to keep itself hidden. Saren is the most visible pawn of the Reapers, but I doubt he was the first. Now Sovereign has grown bold. Whether from confidence or desperation, I cannot say. But it is determined to reopen the portal to dark space.
Saren's got enough of a head start. Grab that data file and let's go.
Shepard, are you sure? Who knows how much longer Vigil will be here? Even now the projection is weak. This might be our only chance to speak with it, our only link to the knowledge of the Protheans. It is the opportunity of a lifetime.
It might know something useful.
I will provide whatever information I can. My data banks, however, are limited to information directly related to stopping the Reaper invasion.
Okay, so there's no new stuff. Sorry, Lee. We gotta go.
I've got the file. Come on.
The one you call Saren has not reached the Conduit. Not yet. There is still hope if you hurry.
Yep. Again, like we've been hot on his heels. So what the Protheans did here is really kind of incredible, you know. All of this stuff that sort of led to our ability to fight the Reapers in the first place. Because what happened during their cycle, during their lifetimes, is that, you know, this all just happened, right? The Citadel, the signal went out, the Reapers came through.
All their advanced technology. And the Protheans were taken in by the Reapers just as we were. They failed.
The Protheans did not fail. They gave us a chance. It falls to us to make the most of it. So I suggest we hurry.
Yeah, they failed to save themselves, but they potentially succeeded in saving us. At least they gave us this chance, you know? They gave us a chance to fight back. Because like Vigil said, a Reaper is not indestructible. Sovereign, if he had just, you know, if he was this kind of powerhouse, oh, you're gonna be destroyed, blah, 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 thing that he kind of says that he is, or it says that it is, then there would be no chance, there would be no hope. But it's not that powerful. It can't just go and, you know, straight on attack the galactic civilization, because they don't want that. Either they feel like they would suffer too many losses, or they're worried that if they don't do this thing where they cut off every race from every other race and sort of systematically destroy each of the, you know, worlds, that maybe the resistance that would be put up is too great. And so this whole thing of keeping everybody in the dark and shrouded in mystery, it's to keep people from being able to fight them, right? To be able to go in and sort of just systematically harvest. It's almost like growing crops that you then, you know, harvest from your different fields every now and again, except the crops can think, and you have to make sure that they don't know that you're going to harvest them, because if they did, then, you know, perhaps there's way more of them than you. perhaps they could, come up with some way of fighting back that you aren't anticipating, right? And so it just makes this logical sense to kind of cull people in the way that they are doing. It's very clever, but it leads one to believe that if we do have foreknowledge, we do have this warning, we do know what's coming, then perhaps we would have a chance to defeat it. So, let's carry on and find out what happens. Ooh, what happens is we're going to get caught on a route. Hello, Jeff. Rocketeer, please. I really love this too, driving through all this water. Like, the water effects look very nice. Look at that. It's very pretty. So it's this race, right? It would have been nice if if Vigil had told us where to find the control center, but instead he's like, well, just follow Saren, he's going there. Well, can't you just, tell us? Because what if he doesn't make it there? Like... What if we stop him before he gets there and, but then, it would be nice to be able to figure out where the control center is, because, just because, like, is Sovereign the only one? He's the only one that we know about that's out here trying to get the signal sent out, but that doesn't mean he's the only one. So, I don't know. It'd just be... I think it would be good to have that knowledge, but... I suppose they didn't want to do too much exposition, because it's sort of like, just go! Because we're on sort of a time limit here. Because if he gets there and he gives control over to Sovereign and we don't stop him, then it's all over. Because if all those Reapers come from dark space and the majority of the galaxy has no idea, then we're screwed. Ooh, bam. Here we go.
The Conduit. It's incredible.
We don't have time to admire the view. We have to get through that relay, and these Geth aren't going to make it easy on us.
Let's go. Dun 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 dun.
The arms aren't moving. System's not responding.
Abandon the Citadel! Evacuate the Council!
Citadel Control! Citadel Control, do you copy?
go. Here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna worry about any of these bitches. We're just gonna go. That little boost makes it easier, doesn't it? Whoosh. And there's Ilos.
Critical failures detected across all monitored systems. Please begin emergency evacuation.
Alright guys, so we have made it to the Citadel. So many crazy, things happened here. I don't want to go through it all because I want to keep the adrenaline of the situation going. So we'll unpack some of this stuff when we get to the end. But this is a good place for us to break. I hope that you guys have been enjoying and are excited for our final part here. So this will be the last part of Mass Effect 1 in the next one. And I will see you guys there. Take care of yourselves.